I've always been fascinated by new and interesting keyboard tech, especially when it adds features to a style and design that we've been familiar with since the invention of the typewriter way back in the 19th century. Now, the one I'm looking at today is the Razer BlackWidow V4 Pro 75%. Now, I'm going to break down that name a little bit so you know what I'm talking about. Obviously, this is part of Razer's BlackWidow line, V4. That's the latest version of these. And there's already a V4 75%, and that means that it's about 25% smaller than a full-size keyboard, mostly because it gets rid of that number pad over here, the 10-key number pad. So you still have full-size keys, but it fits in a smaller footprint on your desk, especially good for, let's say, apartment or dorm living. If we already have a V4, why do we need a V4 Pro? Because that adds a very cool new feature, and that's right up here, where the V4 had a couple of, knobs and control buttons here. On this version, I have got an OLED screen built right into the keyboard. It's a little monochromatic screen right here, and it can display animations and still images, but more importantly, give you control and system information that you can then use to control how your keyboard works. There's a wheel right here, and there's a select button. If I hit the select button, it goes through different things you can do, like a track selector, OLED brightness, which is the brightness of this screen right here, lighting brightness, which is the brightness of the backlights on the keyboard, and then you can use it to switch apps on your PC or zoom in or raise and lower the volume on your system. There's a couple of other things you can set it up to do, and you can actually go into the Razer Synapse software on your PC and pick which options you want the keyboard to be able to control. For example, I have it set up to do vertical scrolling, so if I'm on a long web page somewhere, I can scroll up and down just by using this wheel. And again, you can use it to control aspects of the information that shows up on the screen and the brightness of the backlights in the keyboard. And of course, because this is a Razer keyboard, it ties into the whole Chroma ecosystem, so the lights here can be set to match the ones on your monitor, on your mouse, on your mouse pad, if you have one of Razer's light up mouse pads, which is an actual thing that they have. Now, this is no lightweight keyboard. It's pretty hefty, solid, built like a tank, and that is because it has a top aluminum layer. Underneath that, it has an FR4, almost a fiberglass layer. Then you've got a couple of layers of foam, and sandwiched between those is the circuit board, and this circuit board is what they call pre-taped, which is basically a mod people used to do where they put tape on the bottom of their PCBs for their keyboards. This comes like that already, and that adds, a deeper, more resonant sound. People like to feel a little bit better. And if you want to swap out just the keycaps or just the switches, this is hot swappable. I can go right in there and take a key puller, and I can pull off one of the keys just like this. And great, you can do that on a lot of keyboards, but on this one, I can actually take the whole switch out as well. And it comes by default with these Razer switches, and you can put in something different if you want. These are pretty quiet. If you want something clackier, you can put in something clackier. These are pretty nice though. And you can take all of these out, put them all back in, change anything that you want about the system. It also comes with a couple of interesting accessories. You get this little leather wrist rest. It's magnetic. It actually snaps on like that. Not a very strong magnet, so it's not hard to take off, but it just pops on and stays there. And then if you want to connect, there's a couple of different ways to connect. You can use Bluetooth, which is fine if you're into that. You can set it up with the wireless adapter that it comes with. I have it on the end of this long USB A to C cable right now. And if you plug this in to your computer, then this is the wireless receiver. Works great. Or I can actually just pop this off and just go wired. I can just put a USB-C cable in the back of here, A to my computer, and now I've got a wired keyboard because I know a lot of people still prefer that. I like having the options here. There's actually a switch on the back that you can go from Bluetooth to the wireless dongle to wired, any way you want to set it up. Of course, on a wireless keyboard like this, you want to know about battery life. It's got the lights, it's got the OLED screen, does a bunch of other stuff, and it can run for dozens of hours on a charge. But if you really want to go forever, or if you're running out of battery but you want to keep playing and you don't want to stop, there's a special low power mode Razer has built into this. And if you activate that mode, it turns off all the backlights, it turns off the OLED screen, it lowers the polling rate, and Razer says using that mode, it can run for 2,100 hours on a single charge. Now, if you want to check out the Razer BlackWidow V4 Pro 75%, hop on down to your local microcenter, get your hands on it.